Hey folks, John Sinclair here, and I want to talk about this brilliant device here. This is called the Core-Tex, and this was originally developed by our good friend Anthony Carey. It is not a balance tool, it is a reactive training tool. And so what we want to do with it for our Parkinson's patients is start to facilitate better motion and reactivity through the body. So essentially what it looks like is it's a platform, a solid hard platform here that sits on ball bearings in this little case, and it's got a safety bumper on the inside that sits inside these circles. So when we're moving it, while it's unstable, you have complete control of where this is going to go in time and space. Just like the Core-Tex, the Core-Tex sit, it will translate forwards, backwards, side to side. It'll rotate, and it'll do that infinitely all at the same time. So the benefit of what we can do with it from a Parkinson standpoint is, of course, start to facilitate a neuromuscular reaction. So as I'm standing on here, I've got full control and balance, and I can start to drive from the bottom up, being my feet, up the chain by me being in control of where I want to move in time and space, whether I want to go forwards and backwards with a translation, if I want to twist in a staggered stance, if I want to be able to shift any movement through my lower body, I can do that on the Core-Tex in a standing position. Now, in addition to that, we can do all kinds of flexibility and mobility drills. So just as I drive from my feet through rotation, I can cross my hands onto the Core-Tex, and as I rotate through here, I'm going to get tremendous stretching and rotation through the trunk, which is going to help facilitate better posture and better communication through the body. So just even the fact that I have to be able to stand here and react to it is going to be beneficial. Now, if I take a different hand grip on here and I rotate, then I am also going to get different flexibility and load going into the different tissues of the body. So all the tissues that constantly get taut or too tight, we can now manipulate this platform to be able to help create better reactivity through the tissue, but also allow more elasticity through the tissue. Some other things I like to include is even just having a box available. So I can start to work on, if I have my box right there, I can start to work on planting this foot, being cradled here, and driving some simple little extension and reactivity into my hip and into the calf complex. I can start to rotate this single leg at a time, giving me lots of rotation into my hip in a very stationary, or pardon me, a very stable environment. I can put all my weight onto this here. The other thing the Core-Tex also does is it can come for you medical exercise specialists like myself. We can also have a second arm support that attaches to this side. So you'd have dual supports on it as you're working on it. So the Core-Tex is one of my go-to devices, not only for training athletes, but for medical exercise as well. And so if you are someone that has Parkinson's disease, you will highly benefit from having this tool at your home, because it's just a simple thing to get up, move around, get coordinated with it, and then start driving some good motion from the top down. Now, they call it the Core-Tex because, of course, for all you folks that really want to do some core exercise, we can do tons of exercise on here for the core, starting with different plank progressions as well. So whether I'm into a plank from my elbows, I can now drive this in different directions and really challenge my abdominal wall. I can go side to side. I can do it from a kneeling standpoint. I can drive and get some nice stretching in through the outside of the hips and to the outside of the low back through my oblique system. And then, of course, we can do some circles. So this is a terrific drill, or a terrific piece of equipment that has unlimited amount of drills that we could actually create on this. And we're going to keep loading more up onto the 7 Movements platform. Hope you enjoyed that little take through the Core-Tex, and I hope you guys add this to your home gym for better health and outcomes.